Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm doing my 10-week pregnancy update, and I did my first one last week. So I do have a few things to update you on and a few things that I forgot to mention in my other one. So this week hasn't been the easiest ones in terms of morning sickness. Even though I don't feel like I have it as bad as other people, I do still struggle with it and I get really nauseous at times. Especially I noticed if I have like a big lunch, I feel really crappy the whole day. So I try to have quite a light lunch and then maybe have some more for dinner if I'm too hungry. But hopefully it's gonna get better soon because I don't really have a lot left of my first trimester, so I'm really excited about that. According to my app, the baby is the size of a prune, so it's quite big actually. I mean, it's getting bigger and bigger by the day. I know when I first downloaded the app, I think it was the size of a sesame seed or something like that. So yeah, it's quite a big change. And I really want to mention some apps that I've been using because I feel like it's really useful to just kind of know what's happening inside your body, and I really love reading little baby updates just because you don't really know what's happening in there every single day. So having these apps kind of makes it a little bit easier to grasp the whole making a baby concept. The one that I first downloaded was What to Expect, and I really love that. I'm gonna show you what it says today. So it says that I'm actually 10 weeks and 6 days pregnant, and then you have like daily tips. I've also been using the Ovia one and it's really nice. The thing that I love about this is that it has this little hand and it shows you how big your baby's hand is at the moment and how big it's gonna be when they're born, so that's really interesting. And on Ovia you also have safety food lookup, so you can look up any foods that you're unsure of or symptoms, things like that. So I think it's really interesting. And then I will also, I mean, I haven't really been using that one, but I did download the Pregnancy Plus one and sometimes I look at it, but I do think these two, the What to Expect and the Ovia, are just the ones that I prefer. And I also noticed that, for example, I went to the mall this weekend with my husband, and I did have quite a big breakfast. Like I had some eggs and toast and stuff like that, so it was quite filling. But by 11 o'clock in the morning I started feeling really just really faint and really nauseous, and I thought we were gonna have to go home because I wasn't feeling well at all. And then we decided to just have a quick bite first before we left, and after eating I realized that I got a lot better, and it's basically just because I was hungry and I didn't even realize it. I mean, I didn't really feel that hungry, but apparently I was. So I get really nauseous when I don't eat, and I do have to eat quite frequently. I mean, I usually have my breakfast at 7 or 8 in the morning, and then by 11 or 12 I am absolutely starving, so I have to eat either a snack in between or have my lunch earlier. So yeah, that's been quite interesting, and I've also been still feeling really tired. I feel like I sleep a lot, and then I also feel like even the smallest tasks have me completely wiped out. For example, if I start dusting around or just cleaning around the house for half an hour, I feel like I just ran a marathon. So yeah, I get tired really easily. And I'm not sure if it's gonna get better in the second trimester or if it's only gonna get worse, but hopefully I will get some of my energy back because I just feel like I'm too exhausted to do anything. I also had some appointments with my family doctor and we went over a whole bunch of questions. She asked me all about my history, my husband's history, like medical history, and yeah, just random questions about conditions that you might have. Or she also took my measurements, she weighed me, and she said I weigh 47 kilograms, which on my scale it says I'm 46 kilograms, but I guess they're just difference from one scale to another. I basically haven't really gained any weight. I mean, 46 kilograms is like the weight that I usually have, and I think that's about 100 pounds or a little over 100 pounds. Yeah, I haven't gained any weight, but I'm really glad that I didn't lose any, because I've heard some people lose weight in their first trimester because of morning sickness, and I do feel like I've been eating maybe not less than before, but I just haven't really had an appetite for things. So yeah, I'm really glad that I didn't lose any weight. Last week I also had my torch test, and if you don't know what that is, it's basically a test for infections. So they test if you have certain infections in your body. I think it's 5 infections because the torch name stands for the initials. So yeah, it's like rubella, and yeah, I don't know the others, but they tested me for those and they all came back negative, so I'm not infected with anything, thankfully. I mean, I didn't think that I was gonna be positive for anything, but it's just really reassuring to know that you're good to go. And my doctor said that I'm not immune to some of those, so I might have to repeat the test in a few months just to kind of check that everything's still fine. Yeah, I'm not really concerned about that. And I also have a few blood tests, or actually a couple of blood tests coming up. And next week I'm gonna have just a regular blood work to check if everything's good, if I need extra vitamins or things like that. And then at 12 weeks I'm also gonna have the panorama test, which tests for chromosomal abnormalities and like Down syndrome and a few other syndromes. So hopefully that turns out good, but I'm not gonna be concerned about that because I'm sure it will be fine. I'm really excited about that though, because we're also gonna find out the gender, hopefully. So I'm really excited to know if we're having a boy or a girl. I would be happy either way, but I really want to know what it is, just because I feel like I could maybe connect to it more, or just kind of prepare more for having a baby. And also I feel like this week my belly has actually gotten bigger. I mean, I'm not sure if it's just bloat or anything. I do feel like it's a little bit showing though, because they say, or at least that's what I read on the internet, very reliable source, but they say that if you wake up with a belly, that means it's not bloat, it's actually a baby bump. It's obviously not the baby up like in my belly area yet because it's still quite low. But it's probably just kind of pushing everything upwards, I guess. I'm not sure. I could be wrong, but I do feel like I look bigger, and even my husband says that he can definitely tell that I have a little bit of belly. So yeah, that's exciting. So I'm going to show you the belly now. So here is my 10-week bump. I'm not sure if it's a bump or a bloat yet, but I do feel like it looks a little bit bigger than it used to be. So yeah, so that's my 10-week pregnancy update. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I look forward to doing more of these vlogs because I feel like it's gonna be really interesting to look back on once I'm not pregnant anymore, or like when I have my next children possibly. I hope you also enjoyed these videos, so I will see you in my next one. Bye guys!